Hello and welcome to another episode of Martin's Sci-Fi Appeal. The Sunday Sci-Fi Show live is coming to you, and wow, what a sad day it's been. We lost Darth Vader. R.I.P. David Prowse played Vader in the original movies. It's really a sad day. I was quite upset this morning, but he did have a good innings at 85, and we're going to talk about that. But the big news, as well as anybody seen the Mando? So I'm going to say hello to people first. Hello, Jane. How are you? The Jedi is the best episode from The Mandalorian. I agree. I've watched it 8 times, and I like other episodes, but the episode Jedi is so amazing. I know. I really just want to talk about this. You know, Rosario Dawson. Oh, she's marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. I thought Katie Sackhoff was brilliant last week, but Rosario Dawson definitely just went and nailed it. Hello, Joseph. Have you heard Season 8.2's pre-order? I've already ordered it, mate. Ordered it about 5 days ago. I'm really excited about it because some of my favourite Pertwee episodes, The Claws of Axos. Being on tour, oh yeah, it's me sorting out. Sorry, I was just sorting out. I've got a HD camera, and so I've had to put it in. The atmosphere from Jedi episode looks so amazing. It does. It does. Let me just check something out now. Is this right? Right, that's it. So that's live. Just because I've got to turn volume down because I don't want to overlap myself. That's it. I'm ready. Let's go. Right, let's get back to it. I mean, the Mandalorian was just absolutely spectacular this week, wasn't it? I mean, I couldn't stop watching it. Did you see that how she moved as well? You know, when she were like, I mean, I love the beginning. Oh, God, I just love the Mandalorian. And don't take this the wrong way, but it shits all over Star Trek Discovery because I watch them both together. I watch Discovery, then the Mando. And the Mando, I'm sorry, but the Mando just shits all over Star Trek Discovery, and I'm going to get shot down for saying that. I do like Discovery, but my God, the Mandalorian, Star Wars has really hammered it, haven't they? You know, this week on TV. I mean, Rosario Dawson, did you see how she looks? Everybody's been complaining about Alexa and they're too small, but apparently they did try longer ones, but she couldn't move about and fight with them. So they had to shrink them down. I thought they might have CGI'd them actually, but they didn't. So, but she looks amazing. And her facial expressions. I mean, I love the beginning, you know, where Mandalorian started. And there's this like battle going on at in the opening credits, which is just amazing. You know, there's this fight going on outside, like these like gunmen go outside with robots, and she's just out there slaughtering them. You know, which were just amazing. Grogor Jade, yeah, and hang on, hang on. The atmosphere from Jeddah episode looks so amazing. Yeah, definitely. It did, Jane. Grogor, I think. I think that's what was the name. How you doing? Just some guy? Hey, up our kid. Have you seen The Mandalorian? Good God, man. Wow. Honestly, I've watched the episodes like 8 times this week since Friday. I've just watched it over and over again. I can't turn the bloody episode off. You know, I'll tell you, the 50 quid I paid for Disney Plus has been worth every bloody penny I paid for a year. I'll tell you. Did you see that scene where she's just slaughtering all them like soldiers outside that magistrate sends out, and she just takes them all out, doesn't she? And then the Mando turns up. I love his relationship with Grogu. You know, the baby Yoda. I love his relationship because how he takes it everywhere with him and all this. And you get to find out quite a bit. I thought it would have cloned a Yoda, you know, to do with Palpatine's cloning experiments. You know what I mean? It looks like that theory were blown out of the window totally. And don't forget, Yoda's raised the age differently to us, don't they? So they're like kids. So I mean, that little Yoda's older than Mandalorian, but he's a kid, isn't he? Because Yoda were like 1,200 year old or something. But my God, Rosario Dawson just fucking nailed it, didn't she? You know, the Defiant switched on to Disney Plus only last weekend and watched all of season 1, season 2 of Mando in one day. Blown away. This week's episode was amazing. Mate, I know. I've watched this episode alone 8 times since Friday. I just haven't been able to turn it off. I mean, I mean, when she meets the Mandalorian and they start fighting it out, I mean, I love how she sort of moves with the lightsaber, when she sort of pauses like that. It's just incredible. I honestly, the Mandalorian, I love as much as I like Star Trek Discovery, it just shits all over it, doesn't it? I've noticed I haven't gone to Star Trek Discovery like watching it over again, but that Mandalorian episode, you see, if you've seen the Clone Wars, right? It's if you've seen Clone Wars, you sort of get to see her history, from when she's a little kid. I mean, she was trained by Vader as well, wasn't she? Just some guy. I've not got the Mando yet, pal. I've been going through the first 8 seasons with Charlie Sheen of 2.5 Men So Funny when Ashton Kutcher and joined it, ruined the dynamic of it. Do you know I've not seen that yet, buddy? I've not seen it. Well, Defiant looks like Batista. Yeah, he's going to beat somebody. He's Batista, actually. He signed up for something rather big, actually. I remember reading about it. But yeah, Mandalorian, Asoka Tano just kicks ass all the way through it, doesn't she? I was just stood there, just totally mind blown by the entire situation of this. It was just incredible. It really was. I mean, to see an episode like that, I mean, what's next week? And now Grand Admiral Thrawn as well. Grand Admiral Thrawn. President Kathleen Jane, President Kathleen Kennedy, John Favreau, and Dave Filoni did a great job in The Mandalorian. Well, let's drop Kathleen Kennedy. I'm still not forgiving her after all the mess she made at movies. But John Favreau, Dave Filoni's just nailed it because he knows what it's about, doesn't he? Because he works on all animated series. Now, I'm going to watch Clone Wars Season 7 tonight. I've not got round to watching it yet. But honestly, that episode with her, it was just amazing. Honestly, I'm still, even now, I'm just totally blown away. I didn't think I'd be affected like that when I saw this, but it's just been going on. Like, I just can't stop watching it. What is it about the Mando? It's like there's no like grey areas. It's good versus evil, isn't it? And he's bound by this like honor, Hang on, Kathleen Kennedy. Yes, I know she is. I know, but I think they need to get rid of her. But I'm not going all geeks and gamers. I can't. I mean, watch it. Mandalorian is just brilliant. I mean, they all started complaining about the Lady Mandalorians last week, but I thought they looked marvelous. I thought Katie Sackhoff was superb. But Rosario Dawson just blew it out of the water, didn't she? So did you see her look and her look on her face and that? They've all been complaining about Alekas, the big long, they're called Lekans or something. Like the too short, but they couldn't do it because she did have long ones on, apparently. And she couldn't move about and fighting them, so they had to shorten them. But I'm surprised. I really would have thought they were CGI, but I don't care. What I saw that was brilliant. The moves she did, were just incredible. And she kicked her ass, that magistrate. Did you see that fight between her and that magistrate? And to top it off, Michael Biehn, a classic, Michael Biehn, you just can't complain. Last week, Carl Weathers directed the episode, so I'm just ecstatic, with this. I really am. It's just been absolutely, this episode, it's just been brilliant. I want more. I just want more. 8 episodes isn't enough. So, but what I'm going to do is when we get to 8th episode, is I'm going to sort of sit through the whole like 16 episodes of it. It's just incredible, isn't it? Rosario Dawson. Oh, she won, mate. Mate, she kicked ass, didn't she? She kicked ass. I love that pose, where like Mandalorian says, Asoka, and she's just like that with lightsabers, just paused in that position, ready to strike. I mean, she was awesome. And that fight with that magistrate, good God, man, it was just, I just wanted more. I mean, last week's episode were awesome, with Katie Sackhoff and that, but this week, I mean, she walked in there and she nailed it. I think she's going to be getting. I bet she gets a 10-part series. I bet there's an Asoka series. I bet there is about her traveling galaxy and that. And I love the white blade lightsabers as well. Well, apparently she took that from in Clone Wars. She took it from Inquisitors. And when you're a Sith or an Inquisitor, the crystal, you've got to make it bleed because the crystal has got consciousness, and they turn it red. That's why the blades are red. And she felt the crystals in pain, and she turned them from red, and they come out pure white. Absolutely fantastic. I love the shot where she's like that, like that where the blades just come out. Absolutely superb. Geeks and gamers are crybabies. Like, why are they always saying this? Oh, I ain't got time for them, Jen. There's more important things in life than complaining about what they complain about. People have views on many different things, and people have a right to express them. They were all complaining about Katie Sackhoff and the other Mandalorian, Lady Mandalorian, because they had like their armor had breastplates or whatever. So what? Who cares? I mean, I don't care about the woke or the right wings, the left wing, the geeks and gamers. I don't care. I watch it because it takes me into the world of Star Wars, and that's all I care about. For 47 minutes, I was transported to that planet, and I loved every minute of it, and I wanted more. So I don't care about geeks and gamers and all this complaining about this and then going on about this. I don't care. I want to go to the Star Wars universe. That's what it's about for me. It was just superb. Rosario Dawson, I hold my hat out to you. You were marvelous. I just honestly that episode, I've just got it in my head right now. I'm gonna watch it tonight. Actually, I'm having an Amazon watch party tonight. Space Raiders, don't ask. 9 o'clock. That should be interesting. It's really bad, cheesy sci-fi movie from 80s. Well, see where we end up on that one. So it's a watch party. But my God, the Mandalorian is just, I mean, there are a lot of people complaining about the music of it as well, but I think the music's really suits it. He is the Clint Eastwood character, isn't he? The man with no name, basically. I wish he'd never took his helmet off in last series. I mean, I know we only saw his face for a minute, but I sort of erased that now. You've forgotten what it looks like, but I suppose they did that so you put a face to him. But I don't want him taking the helmet off. I think he looks marvelous, and that armor's superb. The Mandalorian is the best thing out there. Slightly off topic, but the new Highlander movie remake coming out at some point is supposed to be made by the director of film choreographers of the John Wick franchise. Really? And shouldn't they leave Highlander alone now, mate? I mean, it might be good, but we know the story, don't we? We had 7 years and four terrible movies from the TV series. And then we had Highlander 1, 2, 3, and 4, which were, good God. Don't get me started on Highlander 2. Actually, Highlander 2's that cheese. It is quite funny, actually. I mean, I might review that, actually, because it is fucking terrible. I went to the cinema to see that, I was sat there like, I did. I went to see Highlander 2 at the cinema. No, because after the first one was, I thought it was going to be like that. When I went to watch it, I thought, my God, what they all come from another planet called Zeist? Oh, they were terrible, weren't they? Well, they were absolutely terrible. So I don't think I'll be bothering with that Islander 2 ever again. So can you imagine what the fight scenes will be like? I can imagine they'll be superb. I think today it'd be great. But will they get the story right? Do you know what I mean? They never really explained what the prize was as well, did they? Because they kept changing it. I've got to admit, just some guy, I did like the TV series with Adrian Paul, actually. I've got to admit, I don't mind that. I never had a problem with it. Off topic, are we able to raise a glass to Dave Brown? I agree, but I did say at the beginning, to Darth Vader, may you rest in peace. You're going to be missed, mate. Yeah, he used to be at Green Cross Code, man, in the UK. He used to have a robot. He used to teleport on the roads and he'd escort kids across the roads before he was Darth Vader. And he were in all Hammer movies, the Frankenstein and that one. He played out monsters and that. I met him once years ago at a convention. Nice guy, actually. Had a very strong Cornish accent. But wasn't there some controversy with him and Lucas, wasn't there? But I was quite, that was the first thing I saw on Facebook this morning, that he'd passed away. And yet, R.I.P. buddy, you brought so much to us all over the years. It did, it's like losing an old friend. I'm quite upset about that. Gina Crane or Carl Weathers see the bullying video of geeks and gamers. They think these people have a great problem. Honestly, Jane, I do tune into Jeremy now and again because I like to say what he complains about. Have you seen the other one with the beard and the ass? It's like they're the authority on what's cool and what should be in and how things should be. But as soon as you come out of an opposite point of view, you get accused of being woke and all that, don't you? I believe the internet is an open forum and we should be allowed to express ourselves without upsetting people in nasty ways, But I agree, I do tune in now and again. I watched him the other day, we're whinging on about something. Just some guy. Highlander 2 was terrible, but the salvage. Oh yeah, the director's cut. Yeah, the renegade version Highlander 5 was toilet and road. Oh god, yeah, because the prize was when they met that immortal. Do you remember that immortal that could run around at light speed and it took out Mephos and all the rest of them? Well, that woman, he shagged her on top of that altar, didn't he? They had sex on top of that altar, didn't they? Sorry, I'm not being crude at all. But this is what happened. And it all come out that she gets pregnant and his voice says, he is the one that it's all about having this super kid, isn't it? So that was the point of it all that for that. And it was just, I gave up after that movie. I mean, it was terrible. They couldn't even get the Queen soundtrack in it. They got some cheesy band to sort of come in and do Princes of the Universe, didn't they? I think that the prize of power of knowledge all mortals that ever lived with a choice become human again, i.e. mortal. The series is the best move they ever made. I agree, but except for the final movie, you do find out what the prize is, sort of, because it gets this woman on the altar and they do it, and she gets pregnant, and the kid's going to be like, I don't know, it's going to change the world or whatever. So basically the Jaffas. Dave Prowse in A Clockwork Orange. Yep. I've not seen that in years. I had a copy of that. I don't know what happened to it. I never really got into Clockwork Orange. I know everybody raved on about it, but when I saw it, when I eventually got to see it, I was quite disappointed with it, really. I thought, is this it? So Star Trek Discovery, do you have any thoughts on it this week? It was all right. I like the thing with Spock as the hologram. Unification free, which I thought was a nice touch, actually. Wasn't a bad episode, but I would have liked to have seen Vulcan not have them all on ship, you know what I mean? But out Vulcans and Romulans have sort of merged together now. So there's like this council, which was sort of interesting, But it's not the Mandalorian, is it? I find that with Discovery, but I do sort of like it. You just don't go back to it, do you? Once you've watched it, you move on. Are we going to see a young Asoka Tano and Anakin Skywalker in a live-action TV series? Well, there's rumours we're getting a Vader series, apparently. Vader series. I think we're going to get an Asoka Tano. I bet Rosario Dawson has been signed up for it. I bet they're giving her a contract. I bet we get Asoka Tano next year. Be an 8-part thing. I know we've got Obi-Wan coming next year, but that's a one-off, innit? I'm looking forward to seeing Obi-Wan series, actually. I'll tell you something. With these Star Wars TV series, it's and the canon, the sort of like I was thinking today, like the prequel movies. Everybody, made a big thing about them when they come out. That they were pretty terrible. But now with the prequel movies, like you find that you've got this whole new respect for them now because the canon. They are creating this timeline now. I've noticed this recently. There's like a timeline being created. You've got the Clone Wars cartoon with the films like in the center points, in the center, and the build Rogue One at the side, and then you've got the Mandalorian. And these series are all on this continuous timeline, and they're expanding the story so much around the big movies, which I think is quite impressive, to be honest. There don't seem to be any like canon issues where there is in Star Trek. I loved Islander Endgame where they paired Adrian Paul with Lambert as Lambert metamorphically passed the sword on Trajan. He admitted in the interview Paul is the natural swordsman. Yep, he is. He's a ballet dancer, apparently. He's Adrian Paul. He's a ballet dancer. That's why he's really good at it. How are you? Real talk. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while, but have you seen The Mandalorian yet? It's what we're on about at the moment. And Highlanders franchise as well. Yeah, I remember that. I was quite upset when Conor McLeod died. You know what I mean? Did you know the movie First Night, Richard Gere, the fights were helped out by Valentine's Pelker and Mark Ryan, both were in Robin of Sherwood. Pelker played Kronos in the Hyler episodes. Wow, I didn't know that. I met Clancy Brown, played Kurgan years ago at a convention. He's a really lovely guy. He's not like that at all. He's a really nice guy. He is really nice, because you're expecting, when you hear that voice of his. But the Kurgan was superb. I've kind of rebranded all of my channels, so new profile pic. How's your YouTube channel going, bud? Is it going? Is it going okay? I'm trying to get to 1,000. It's a struggle, but I'm about 18 away now. But it takes time, doesn't it? You've just got to keep plugging the videos, haven't you? But I don't. It's not about that. But I think I would like to get to 1,000. Actually, it's sort of. I don't know. Round it off, I suppose. Hayden Christian looks older to play Anakin Skywalker in Elijah Action series with a younger Asoka Tano. They'll probably get somebody else in, Jane. They probably would. But I don't know. He's sort of kept quite a bit off the Star Wars scene, hasn't he? I would hope they were going to be in last film, actually. As the Force Ghost. Just some guy. Valentine Pelker's sister played the nurse in the first season of Heartbeat. Oh God, I remember that. I remember it when Nick Berry did it. It's when we were on Sunday nights on Yorkshire, wasn't it? My family used to watch that. We still sit in the house watching it on a Sunday night. Seriously. I put my real talk. I put my focus on my gaming channel now. All right, how's that going, bud? How's it going? Well, I've got a driving rig. I've got to build it yet. I've got to set it all up, for truck driver and that. And I was going to get a camera and start filming it, driving, but I don't know yet. I'm still thinking about it. But I've got to set it up tomorrow. I've said I'm going to set it up tomorrow, like the steering wheel and everything. So I'm probably getting 1,000 on that one. So yeah, same for me, but 18 away. It took 4 years. They said after 1,000 it gets a lot easier. Suddenly, it gets a lot easier, but it's getting the first 1,000 can take a real long time. So, Bud, it looks like we're on the same track together. Have I subscribed to your channel? I will. If I haven't, I will tonight. I'm sorry. I should have done. You know. I'm probably getting one on that 1,000 on that soon. Went from 60 to almost 700 in less than 1 year. Wow. Is that through gaming as well? Yeah, I go on about science fiction. I think my problem is I go on about obscure stuff. You know, maybe if I started doing like sci-fi news articles and reviewing a lot more, I've thought about doing that, but I don't know. It takes up a lot of your personal time, doesn't it? But I've got a thing for cancelled television, for cancelled television shows. I covered one last night, The Children of the Stones. If anybody's out there, I do recommend you should watch this, The Children of the Stones. It will truly freak you out. Jane, have you seen that? Jane, is Mike Zero still trolling to the fans of Star Wars? I don't bother. Do you know, Jane, right? I forgot all about him for about 8 months. You know, Matt, because I remember that conversation we had about him a while back, and I looked at that night when I had that chat with him. I went on Google and I looked. Oh my God, there was so much stuff about him, you know. And he did. Everybody said he repeats the same videos, but he just mixes it up. And I noticed that. I watched it, and I thought, my God, he's already reported this 4 episodes ago, but he's just twisting it. And a lot of his predictions are totally wrong. And other day, one of his videos pops up about something. You know, when he sat in front of his dartboard. You know, he sits in front of a dartboard, doesn't he? With that like music. So I forgot all about him actually, Jay, but he did pop up on me recommended actually, but I don't bother. I watched Star Wars Reading Club. I'm a big fan of him. You know, I think he's awesome. You know, I stick to them because I've been following the Darth Vader comic as well on YouTube. But Mike Zero, God no, I won't bother. I'll take it real talk. My videos are also more cut, and you mostly do one take stuff. Yeah, I do. I do. I just do what I'm into, mate. Like you know, if I like something, I'll talk about it or for buy stuff. It's that's what I'm into. I don't really want to start. I mean, I have thought about doing like catching up with all latest sci-fi news and having a news banner in background and talking about stuff. And I probably could crack it if I did that. But I like talking about obscure stuff, you know. You know, somebody left me a great comment of a week when I covered Nightman. He said, "Please, Martin, keep this up. You know, don't let us forget these series." And that really meant that meant quite a lot to me. Did that? So you know. But yeah, I've done a bit of gaming. I've test streamed, you know, but I don't know. So we'll have to wait and see. But mate, I will. I think I am subscribed to your channel. Actually, I think I am. But yeah, my old uncut game channel got 100 subs in 3 years. Well, that's it. Yeah, it takes time because there's that many people doing what we're doing. I mean, do you know what I mean? I am on Twitch. I did get one day. I got a lot of people on Twitch actually about a year ago. I got about 10,000 people. It was crazy, you know. But it all collapsed. It was crazy. But I couldn't keep up with it. So and plus I don't really want like when I game I like to do it on my own. You know what I mean? So. But I'm looking at other avenues. We'll have to wait. I like the live streaming. I like doing this, but I think that's because I worked in radio, so I sort of like talking to people, you know. So that's it. But yeah, I do like the obscure stuff. Look, guys, I covered this. I reviewed last night Children of the Stones, right? 1976. And I do recommend you should check it out. It will freak you out. It was made, the music in it is enough to freak you out. It's this place with the Stones in this village, and there's weird things going on, and it's really creepy. You know, it's like very like Sapphire and Steel and stuff. Again, I'm on about stuff from years ago, you know. Maybe I should update to more modern stuff. I don't know. So are we going to see Wonder Woman, Jane? So we are going to see Wonder Woman 84 on HBO. We're not, Jane. You are. We're not. Jane, we're not going to see it. Because I thought I heard that what they were going to do was because our cinemas aren't open here, Jane. They've been shut for months. And our idiot Prime Minister the other day came out with something about this lockdown. We're out of lockdown this week, right? But not fully. Not fully. It's only like, I mean, there's some beats. I mean, there's just some stupid rules going on, but it's what we have to live with. But the cinemas aren't open, Jane. They're not open. So, and also with Wonder Woman, HBO Max is going to get it. Your cinemas in America are getting it on Christmas Day, aren't they? I was surprised your cinemas are open Christmas Day, actually. Ours don't open till Boxing Day. And we're not getting it. I mean, if the cinemas are open, we may get it at the cinema on Boxing Day or just before, but you're going to get it before us, and we're not going to. It's on none of our streaming networks because I thought Amazon might get hold of it, and that you pay to rent to watch it off Amazon for like £10 or whatever, but it's not happening. HBO Max is not in the UK till next year. We're not getting it till next year. So there's a massive disparity between us and you over that. Because I'm looking really forward to seeing Wonder Woman, Jane. Honestly, really, I'm quite hyped up for it. HBO Max, no, not yet. We're getting it next year. Disney Channel. Disney Channel didn't come to us till about 5 or 6 weeks after you. When it opened up for you over there, we didn't get it for a month or two over here. Because when we got in that Clone Wars, we're about 6 episodes in season 7 when we got it. Do you know what I mean? And when are they going to be showing WandaVision and all this? And Bucky and Falcon. When they're going to start showing all that? It's been all year. I know that Black Widow's going to Disney Plus, apparently. It's looking like Disney Plus are going to be showing it on there now. It's looking like they're taking a thing out of HBO Max. In Germany, Christmas, that's on the evening of the 24th. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is. Oh, hang on. I had my phone go, but my phone's over there, but I'll leave it for now. Yeah, no, it is. That's true. That's true. And because actually on the 24th, it's amazing, isn't it? We all have these different countries and everything's like different days. Over there, we keep moving Easter about. No, they do. They keep changing Easter every year. Bank holiday, they keep altering it. On the 25th and the 26th, most of the relatives visit. Oh God, really? What? Do you have the family round? I'm not saying. Well, I can't go see mine this year. I'm spending it here. Actually, I don't think I'm seeing them because where I come from up north in Leeds, it's under a tier 3. We've got this tier system, with this pandemic, so you're not allowed to go there. So that's it. So I'm stuck here. I'm RTC just changed to my gaming channel. Okay, buddy, that's cool. Hello there. Good afternoon, Kirkwood. How are you? Wonderful. Is that on in December, Jane? Is that on in December? Excellent. So we're going to get to see that over Christmas then. How many parts is it? 4 or 8? We've got the Expanse. Don't forget the Expanse as well. That's up in December, but we're only getting 3 episodes. How are you, Kirkwood? What did you think to The Mandalorian? My God, man, I've watched it 8 times. Can't stop watching it. To see Asoka Tano live is amazing. And then we get the hint of Admiral Thrawn. Good God. I mean, these are animated characters that they're brought into life. And what Rosario Dawson hammered it. She just hammered it. Yeah. All right, so we're finally getting that then. Well, that's good at least, because we're getting a bit pissed about that, with Disney Channel, because I thought when are they going to start showing all this stuff that I've paid for, and I'm not getting it, And another thing as well, I've noticed with streaming networks now, you used to get an entire series up on the day, and you're only getting now they're showing an episode a week. But I did have this discussion in the podcast, and I have to say, uh, every Friday, Star Trek Discovery and Mandalorian is the Friday day thing now. It's the Friday thing. So I'm quite happy I'm saying it weekly. But my God, the Mandalorian this week. I don't mean to be horrible. It just shit all over Star Trek Discovery. I'm sorry it did. Even though they really pulled out the stops with Discovery as well, with the holographic Spock and all that, the big tribute and that. And I was really sort of smiling about that. But I'm sorry, Mandalorian, it's like when you watch The Mandalorian, you are being transported into the Star Wars universe. I just wish they'd never made them last bloody films now. Coquelin, just watch the Harbinger. Damn, quite enjoyed it. I lost out on the Mandela this week as I'm still new to Clone Wars. You've got to start watching Clone Wars, mate. Honestly, you won't be able to turn it off. And I don't want to give you any spoilers. I want you to. I'm behind on Clone Wars. I've not seen season 7 yet. I've got it on Disney Plus. I keep meaning to sit down and it finishes the whole saga off. So I'm not fully. I am on the other stuff, but not that. I'm gonna save it and watch it over Christmas. Because we're moving into that sort of time of year now. The Doctor Who trailer's out today as well. Is it out yet? The Doctor Who trailers? Is it out? I know it's out tonight. What does anybody? Has anybody seen the new Dalek as well? Has anybody? We've seen a picture of New Dalek. They're saying it's a Lady Dalek now. Seriously, is what they're saying. So I don't know. The trailer's out tonight, so I'm sort of gonna have to stay online and sort of see if it pops up. The trailer. So I don't know. It's any thoughts on the revolution of the Daleks? So I don't know. I mean, I'm not too impressed with this Doctor Who series at all. I've tried being faithful, but my God, I'm falling away from it quite badly every week. But we're getting the Christmas episode. I mean, the one thing, Captain Jack's back. So that's sort of interesting. With Captain Jack. But I'm not holding out much faith with this. But it's the Christmas New Year's episode. But the trailer's out today. I just wondered if it's been out yet. So I don't know. We don't know much about the story, but apparently we could have a Lady Dalek. I'm being serious. I never knew there were Lady Daleks, so we'll have to wait and see. They're gonna mess it up. Trust me, they'll have messed it up. Doctor. I'm going to say this. I've got nothing against her. I don't have a problem with it. It's the writing is just terrible, and she has so many assistants in that TARDIS. Get rid of them. I just want Peter Capaldi back. But I do like Jodie Whittaker. She is a bloody good actress, and I like her wackiness in Doctor Who. But they need to sack that Chibnall. They really do. They really, really do need to sack him. And I wish they would. I really wish they would. So, I don't know. I mean, it's. I mean, the thing is, like with Mandalorian this week, and so I think we're going to get Ahsoka Tano. We're going to get Ahsoka Tano series. Definitely. I bet that comes. I bet that's announced sometime in February. I bet it is. The Dalek looks like the one put together in the last. Oh God! You mean the one built in the barn when it possessed that woman? It better not be. It better not. I mean, don't start me on about that episode, but I refuse to watch that episode. You know what I mean? I saw it, and I'm not even going to go into it. You know what I'm on about, and it was bloody awful. Last episode of Doctor Who was terrible. It really was awful. But it's rumoured there could be Lady Daleks, which, fair enough. I mean, if there's Lady Daleks, there's Lady Daleks. It's what they're all complaining about. But I mean, they all complain about everything, don't they? Complained about the Mandalorian last week, saying because they had breast armour on. I mean, for God's sake. I mean, just watch it because it's science fiction. Throw yourself and immerse yourself into the world of science fiction. Doesn't matter about us, left, right, or whatever, you know? Dalek, yeah, it does. I thought that as well. It does look like it was put together last year. Martin, my mistake is not. January 15th. Cheers, Jane. Right. Well, at least we've got that to look forward to. New Year. That should be fun. Okay, I'll call it a PC Daleks, please. Can you imagine it? There's a detachment of Daleks that are all PC. Can you picture it? Can you picture it? A lot of PC Daleks. Can you just picture it? Do you know? You know, can you just picture it? You know, PC Daleks. I mean, I'd like to see more on Dalek culture. I mean, they've got to be more about them just wanting to exterminate everything. I'd like to see what I had this vision that the Doctor turns up at a bar somewhere in deep space or whatever, and he walks into this bar, and there's a Dalek who's a waiter, and it's I don't know, it got fed up of just exterminating everybody, and something happened to it, and it ended up getting a bar. It owns this bar, and it sits behind bar serving people, and it's actually having a conversation with you. You know, and you know, when it starts laughing, it's got the Dalek voice, but it's laughing with Dalek voice, and it's got a name, and it's quite a nice Dalek, you know, but it's quite sarcastic, and it runs this bar, you know, and he's got a partner as well who's like the waitress or something, you know, just to make a Dalek a bit different. It malfunctioned or something, and it ended up running a bar. And it doesn't even have the ray gun on. It's got like its other hands, you know what I mean? I just think that'd be so cool. I'd be up for something like that. You know, I really would. But after last year's disaster with plot holes in that, I'd know. Hello, Samuel. How are you? I've just started a film podcast. That sounds good. When are you doing that, Samuel? If you let me know, I'll definitely tune in. You know. What do you think of naming Baby Yoda? I thought it was great. It blew my theory out. I thought it was a clone of Yoda. And the other week with them bodies beside them canisters, I thought they were Snoke clones. Maybe they want now. You know? So his name's Grogor, isn't it? Or something like that. Transgender Nate Doctor Who season 14. Well, we're going to have to find out. All going to be revealed. I have ordered season 8 with John Pertwee, actually, Claws of Actos, and you know, and the Master when he teams up with the Nestines and the Autons. I've had pre-ordered it this week, so I'm quite excited about that. I am thinking about getting BritBox actually, but if I get BritBox, then I won't order the Blu-ray version of the Pertwee because I'll end up watching it all on there. No, so I'm not going to get it. It's called the Cinema Podcast, available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. Are you not putting it on YouTube, Samuel? Are you not putting it up on YouTube? You should load it up to YouTube, you know. And you know, I'll tune in, definitely. It's called the Cinema Cost, available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and more. Right, Samuel's doing the Cinema Podcast, and it's on it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. And yes, and don't forget the Solo One Sci-Fi Podcast is out every Thursday with me and Co-Club. Please tune in, and it's a lot of hard work goes into it, and it's really good fun doing it. I've had a great time doing it, so please tune in and support the podcast. Yeah, so there you go, get the advert in. I ain't got the t-shirt on today. Right. Oh, sorry, Jen. Give Doctor Who franchise to John Favreau and Dave Filoni. Do you know, Jen, you may have a good point there, and I'm being serious. You may have a good point. And I think they're using Baby Yoda's blood to power Force World in Dark Trooper. Yes, yeah, interesting. Because they're meant to be these new kind of shock troopers. You know, so maybe they were cloned. Yeah, they could be. But I thought, I'm starting to wonder now, maybe that they could end up blowing us all out of water because, like what Samuel says, about force-wielding dark troopers. You know, because there's something going on. There was some cloning procedures going on in that installation, wasn't there? And that baby Yoda, Gregor, or whatever he's called, well, baby Yoda, is the key to it. So, because I thought basically it were Palpatine, because he had that knackered clone body, he was trying to restructure a whole new body with midichlorians. That Yoda's like might have had enough in there to take his medical and put him in a clone body, and something like that. And so Palpatine could enter a more powerful body, you know, than what he was stuck in. Because his cloning operation went wrong. Because apparently, when they couldn't clone anybody with force. Because Ray's dad, Ray's dad was the clone of Palpatine, wasn't he? But he had no force abilities. Yet Snoke were cloned, and he had force abilities, didn't he? So that again undoes what. Well, I'm sorry, that undoes what I've just come out with, doesn't it? Really. I'll probably put the pod on YT. Yeah, put it up, bud, because I will tune in. Do you know what I mean? Let me know. I will listen to it. Coco, tell that to Mike Zero. Yeah, Mike Zero. God, you know, Mike Zero. Oh, Mike Zero, please, God. You know, there's been a lot of incidents with him, haven't there? He's a nasty piece of work, he is as well. And I've read quite a few articles about him. You know, about like getting people fucking banned from YouTube and stuff and all this. You know, but he said that's up to him, and it's none of my business. He doesn't know me, and I don't know him. I used to watch his channel years ago. And then he's always sat in front of that dartboard and that weird flame at the beginning with that guitar riff. You know, Samuel, I don't think there's no. The Empire didn't know about poverty and cloning stuff. He quietly rebuilt himself. Yeah, that's true because he said his last words were, "If an empire can't protect its emperor, then the empire deserves to die." So he's not. He's gone, and he sets up the First Order, doesn't he? So has Jacko, obviously Jacko in Mandalorian, has Jacko happened and has Battle of Jacko happened? Or is Jacko later on? Because the final battle between both sides is the Republic versus Jacko, and that's the final battle where the Imperials lost. But that's where the Emperor, if you played Battlefield 2 and Battlefield 1, that's where the story plays out with the Emperor's Sentinel robots, that they were going to lower both fleets to Jacko and they were going to let off all the Sith artifacts as a bomb, wipe out both sides, and then it'll cause chaos. But I assume the Battle of Jacko's probably happened because after Endor, the Empire just fell apart, didn't it, without its leadership because it took out basically Endor. Endor shouldn't have finished the Empire, but after losing a second Death Star, taking out the head with the Emperor and Vader and others, like the command structure, it went into chaos, didn't it? And the rebels were very good at playing each side against each other because all the imperial governors took power in their star systems, didn't they? And they started fighting each other and that. But if Grand Admiral Thrawn's out there now, because he was in Rebels, wasn't he, Admiral Thrawn? He got took away with Ezra. And so if Thrawn, because we all know Thrawn survived that in Rebels. And if Thrawn is coming and he's out there, that means, well, he'll bring the Empire back. Because he'll take out the Republic quite easily. He's the last great Moff, isn't he, Thrawn? He's like the ultimate Moff. He's a strategic genius. Howdy, Osman. How are you, bud? It's good to hear from you. How are you doing? And how's life in Australia? Jane, good idea, Coquelin. Yes, no, sorry, good idea, Jane. Yep. John, yes, all hail Dave Prowse. Yeah, no, seriously, it's truly Saturday. I got up at 7 o'clock this morning, had a coffee. First thing I saw on Facebook, it just come up, Dave Prowse had died, 85. You know, such a shame. You know, it grew up a lot around him as well. It's amazing how people like that have quite an effect on your life, especially when I was a kid who went Green Cross Code Man. But there were a big fallout with him and Lucas, wasn't there? Because didn't he apparently leak it to newspapers that Vader was that Vader he released that. You remember when it all came out with Empire that Vader, no, Luke, I am your father. All that apparently, and that's why when they had Death Say they got another actor in, wasn't it? Because they were going to do it, and then I remember somebody put a documentary about it together about that. With David Prowse and falling out with Lucas and all that. It was rumoured, I don't know if he did, but it got leaked in papers, didn't it? About Vader being Luke's dad, and that was like a big thing, wasn't it? Yeah, so I thought it would after Jakku. Mando set quite a bit after Jakku. So Emperor's in the background then, isn't it? So that's it. But then that means that it's the First Order's on its way then, isn't it? So they've not, it must be after Jakku and just before First Order. We're in that sort of time frame. But I'll tell you what I love about Mandalorian as well. It's that life after. You remember them two X-Wing fighter pilots 2 episodes ago? They were like patrolling the star systems, like bringing order and all that. The Republic spreading itself out there because they've got to restore order, haven't they, into the galaxy and that. Palpatine creates Snoke. This may be a precursor, but don't think it's Snoke. Well, this is it. I spoke with Con Club. Them bodies, it could have been Snoke clones. But apparently this series is connected to the last Star Wars film. Apparently. So I read there is some connection, so maybe because I thought little baby Yoda, I thought that were a clone of Yoda. They were trying to successfully clone like a powerful force wielder. And it's not, it's somebody else, isn't it? And to be honest, we don't really know much about Yoda's race, do we really? So like just as you think you've got it all figured out, it still looks like they're going to turn it up. I think we're going to see Admiral Thrawn in episode 8. We're not going to see him till end. He's going to be for next series. When will Doctor Who release this trailer? It's coming today. I reckon around 7. Yeah, that's when I'm waiting because I want to sort of film that. I want to see it, PC Daleks and Lady Daleks or whatever. They're going to fuck it up. They are, aren't they? R.I.P. The Green Cross Code Man. Do you remember that robot he had with him as well when he's teleport everywhere? This episode of Mando makes me think Asoka never found Ezra. Well, if Thrawn's alive, don't forget End of Rebels, right? That force creature. You remember when it sunk itself around that Imperial Star Destroyer on the bridge? It took Ezra and Thrawn, didn't it? So I assume Ezra's out there. Oh God, they're going to bring Ezra Bridger back because he's alive. I know it's Dave Filoni said he is out there, and Thrawn is now, and they're bringing the live action Thrawn in. I mean, Admiral Thrawn. I mean, Ahsoka said, "Where's your master, Grand Admiral Thrawn?" The Emperor's favorite admiral as well. The Empire Imperial uniforms are slowly getting aspects of the First Order. Yeah, I thought that. I've noticed that, especially with them new troopers. What we saw as well. Grogu. That's his name, Grogu. Oh, he's so bloody cute though, isn't it? Come on, who's going to buy one for Christmas? Come on. Who's going to buy a baby Yoda? Who's going to buy a baby Grogu for Christmas? Come on, somebody's going to, you remember 2 movies ago, they spent millions of dollars, didn't they, shoving them porg things on us, nobody bothered. And then they went and created a baby Yoda and everybody's like so cute, you know what I mean? But it has a personality as well. That's what's interesting about Grogu, isn't it? Because it's got this personality, and because like you said, they age differently, so that he'll be like a kid for 100 years till he starts growing up. Because they're long lived out there. But he's so cute. But he's like when Ahsoka said, he had to hide his abilities and he's been in hiding, he's scared, and and you sort of start realising there's a lot more. It's not just cute. There's a lot of pain in there, and there is a personality. I mean, I love it. I love the Mandalorian's relationship with the baby Yoda. Because he's going to end up becoming like he's going to bring it up. You know what I mean? He's going to bring it up. He's going to be dad to it, and I think it's so cool. And he don't seem to complain about it as well, does he? He is very protective of that child, isn't he? Mandalore is just great. It's the best thing out on there. It is. I'm really buzzing about the Mandalorian this week. I am extremely buzzing about it. Samuel, I think she's still searching for Ezra because she asked for Thrawn's word. That's what I mean. Because you remember Rebels, don't you? And him and Thrawn got took away, don't they? So I don't want to give spoilers out for Rebels, but Grand Admiral Thrawn originally was in the expanded universe back in the late 80s, early 90s. There was a series of 3 books. Was it Dark Empire or Heir to the Empire or something like that? Grand Admiral Thrawn was a character in a book for 3 episodes, and then they put the 3 books into 3 big graphic novels. I think it was Heir to the Empire. And he kicked the Republic out of Coruscant and totally conquered. He basically restored the Empire. Because when Endor got done, he was somewhere in the unknown regions, conquering planets, and he come back, and he didn't know what had happened, and he conquered. He got the Republic out of the rebels out of Coruscant. He conquered it all, took it back, but he went to the Emperor's Mountain Tantis, it was called Mount Tantis, on the Emperor's secret planet, and the Emperor had. This is where they nicked a lot of this from, to be honest. In the last film, this is the book where they nicked. Basically, they should have just done the book. But they're called them Sparty containers, where the Emperor cloned his body. And he went there and he found Jose Seaboth, this Jedi master that guarded the Emperor's thing. He was a clone of a powerful Jedi master. He served the Emperor. And he guarded it, and he teamed up with his Jedi. But there's a creature, this fluffy creature, that is the only creature in the universe that it repels the Force away from it. Because when Thrawn gets this Jedi, he takes over his entire fleet of ships with his mind powers, and Thrawn just sits there and he tries to electrocute him and it doesn't affect him. Because he has this creature strapped to his back that deflects the Force. And that's how Thrawn come into it. And then they brought him into Rebels and altered, because they got rid of Expanded Universe, didn't they? And so they've altered it now. But that was from the Expanded Universe. Well, Wikipedia Grand Admiral Thrawn. But originally he come from... that's where they nicked a load for the last Star Wars movie from that. What's your favourite Batman film, mate? Favourite Batman film is the Dark Knight, the second one with Christian Bale, and the first one. I like the first one and the second one. I couldn't stand the third one. Waste of time. Don't care for the name. Yep. If Asoka found Ezra, she would have an idea of where Thrawn is. Well, what did that magistrate tell Asoka? So Ahsoka's going to be. I reckon Asoka will be back by what we're on episode 6 next week. I reckon she'll be in episode 8 because it's 8 parts. She'll be in final episode. We've not seen last of her, so and I bet she gets a TV series. Because all it is all weekend, it's just been aired all over internet all weekend. I mean, see a live action animated character, and it's been 20 years of history. We've seen Ahsoka grown. Remember when she was Anakin Skywalker's Padawan? She was a young kid, wasn't she? And then she grew up into a teen. She was like in her 20s, wasn't she, in Rebels? And now she's like fully matured out. So... Mando is the best. I agree, Osman. 8 episodes is not enough, but I suppose that's the beauty of it. I'll be glad when it comes out on Blu-ray. It's something I definitely want to watch. The Mandalorian is the best show on TV. Each episode is more like a mini film rather than a TV series. I would have seen it in the cinema. It's that good. Yeah, I would have done. Do you know, I could sit in a cinema club for 8 hours watching that. Honestly, I couldn't. I could. After this weekend, it's the best thing out there. Yeah, do you know what I mean? I watched Star Trek Discovery before it, and as much as like they were going with all Easter eggs at novelty of it all, it was nothing compared to Mando, was it? You know, Mando just nailed it. Every time you watch the Mando, you're in the Star Wars universe. I mean, the cinematography alone is superb. I mean, that town, that scene of that town where you just got that wall and they all come out into that like all burnt out wood outside. You know, that forest that's half dead and all smoke and they come out. It's just incredible. I mean, just the scenes, the scenery, all of it. It's just Star Wars. Why couldn't they make the films like that? You know, after the last joke we saw, my God, don't get me started on the one before. Good God. Jane, who is playing the role of Thrawn in The Mandalorian? And I bet we're going to see Thrawn last scene. Yeah, I agree, Jane. I don't know now. That is a good question because Jane, right? We've seen him in the animated, you know, but so I don't know. So the big thing now is when are we going to see Grand Admiral Thrawn? I mean, this is the guy that's been around for what, 20, 25 years? You have character development and that. And now we're going to see it. Now we're going to see a live action Grand Admiral Thrawn. I mean, you just can't. You just can't. I mean, the scope of this. I mean, it's just unbelievable. It's funny, isn't it, how they got rid of expanded universe, but they're taking everything from it, though, aren't they? It's true because Admiral Thrawn were from the expanded universe before they went and deleted it. You know, he's one of them characters from that, isn't he? But who's going to play him? That's the question. Who would you like to play? Who do you think could play Admiral Thrawn? Samuel. I agree. I agree. The Dark Knight is honestly one of my favourite films ever. Yeah, I love it. I love that scene. You know the first one, Batman. You know with Christian Bale, first one. I like it because it's all about Bruce Wayne. And then when he makes his appearance in that warehouse as Batman, I just think he's excellent. You know, I really do. But I didn't like the third one with Bane. I just thought that was just stupid. I'm sorry, I couldn't do with it. But my favourite Batman is I'm a big fan of Ben Affleck. I thought Ben Affleck was superb. You know, Ben Affleck, I really did. And I would have liked to have seen Ben Affleck do a Batman movie. But apparently he's going to HBO Max as an older Batman. So that's going to be interesting. And I think Brandon Routh is returning as Superman in a graphic novel series called Kingdom Come, playing like an older, bit of twisted Superman. So it looks like Brandon Routh's back as Superman, which is going to be interesting. You know. Right, let me catch up. Mandalorian, dare I say something, is the best that Star Wars. Oh God, yeah. If they can keep this up with Obi-Wan and that, yeah, definitely. Coco, I was underwhelmed with Discovery this week. Yeah, it was a bit disappointing, wasn't it, mate? I mean, we're all right, wasn't it? I wanted to see Vulcan, me. I didn't want it. We're all on chip, wasn't it? But a bit cheap, wasn't it? I mean, then they got Spock in and milked that, didn't they? Well, they did, didn't they? They milked it, didn't they? You know, which were a beautiful tribute to Leonard Nimoy. You know, it was, you know, a unification free, but I just think they missed an opportunity, didn't they? You know, and I just think they missed an opportunity. It was all right. But it was nothing special. I know what you mean. We're going to have to discuss this week, but you know, yeah, I think you're right. I agree with you. And I mean, like with Discovery, I do sort of like it, but there's nothing. I think the first season were rather good, especially you know, and the second season I really did enjoy. But this season it is lacking something, wouldn't you say? I don't know, unless it's going to pick up. I don't know. But I will stick it out. Osman, yeah, the sequels really stunk out loud. Oh, they did, but they did. I mean, the second one was terrible, wasn't it? You know, I mean, the third one with Kylo Ren when he sees Han Solo on that top at Death Star. You know, there was things like that I found quite powerful. You know, where he returned to the light side at Force and he said, "Look, you know, son," and all that. So I found all that touching. Then I gave up when they were riding horses along the Star Destroyer. Honestly, when they were riding horses down the fucking Star Destroyer, that's when I just wanted to switch off. You know, do you know what I mean? I mean, maybe third one in a couple of years you might start appreciating it for what it was. I think they should have used Palpatine for a lot more than what they did. And I think they squandered a big opportunity. And they never explained how he survived. I can tell you how he survived because I've read the book. Saying I've read the book, but they never told you in the film, did they? You know when Vader shoved him down the shaft and he was flying down there. You know when he was flying down shaft. Well, he obviously he teleported out. That's what happened. He fled out of his body, went to teleported to Exegol, entered the clone body, and it wasn't ready. But we all deduced that anyway, didn't we? You know, so that was it. And her being his granddaughter, which I don't know. Well, her being a Palpatine, it was sort of interesting, but I think we knew that, didn't we? Really. You know, I was expecting something a bit more mysterious with her background, you know. That'd be superb. Ryan Gosling as Thrawn. It'd be interesting. Right, I've got issues with that, but because Harry Kim's right. Harry Kim spent 7 years on Virgin, never got promoted. Till he gets promoted just like that. Why didn't Harry Kim get promoted on Virgin? I don't know. Wouldn't Stamets be next in command or something? I mean, you know, I mean, just shoving her up promotion like that, wouldn't there have been somebody a bit more qualified, like, you know. I like Tilly, I do like her, you know, so we'll have to wait and see. She'll probably come out a kick-ass commander at the end of this, you know. There'll be an episode where she'll take command at ship and save them all. I bet there is. I bet there is. It next 2 weeks there'll be an episode, you know, because we're moving into the burn now, aren't we? Whoever's behind it. There'll be some episode where Discovery will get flattened in a battle and half a crew will be, ship will be falling apart and she'll pull out a maneuver and save everybody. I bet she does. And that's her test of fire to prove she's got the potential to be a captain. And old Mickey Burnham, I bet she becomes president at Federation. I bet she's like the next president of Federation. You know what I mean? Happy now. I don't know. You know, but I do like Tilly. I like Stamets, me. I already forgot about Kylo Ren, Finn and Poe. Well, it's amazing how you do. I mean, Mandalore, I wish they didn't exist, to be honest. You know, apparently Daisy Ridley said she can't get a job now because she's stereotyped. She's always getting offered sci-fi stuff and she don't want to do it. Well, she's got 10 million in bank. What's the problem, you know? It's 5:10. Yeah, I'm doing a watch party tonight on Amazon. Watching some cheesy bloody movie with some people on this watch party on Amazon. I think it's Space Raiders, one of these terrible sci-fi movies from '80s. You know, has anybody seen Ice Pirates? I do recommend it. Hang on, what's this, Copeland? Tele promotion was really stupid. Stamets would have been a better player. Well, that's what I mean. Stamets is also a superior fucking officer, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? I thought it's how it works. Like, you know, so first officer's gone. The next one under that, like the third officer on the bridge. It doesn't how it works. It's sort of like, well, it did it next generation, didn't it? With data and that, didn't it? You know, but suddenly she just like jumps over a lot of higher up staff on that bridge because they don't forget all them on that bridge, they're command staff. You know, she just shot up the up the thing like that, which I don't know. I'm getting Saru's been a bit boring as well, isn't he? I was expecting quite a lot with it. It's been a bit dull, this series. I wanted to see him kick ass a bit. Right, hang on. I still like the Star Wars sequels. Yeah, yeah. No, do you know, with all this, well, they were all right. I mean, our third one was too, but I mean, it had these moments. I mean, second one, I just don't want to go there on that one. First one was just a New Hope remade, wasn't it? But the third one, I think they had a great opportunity to do something amazing with that film, and I just think they ruined it. Yeah, I think there's potential in that film. I think there's something in it, but they didn't know what they were doing, did they? They just, I mean, I enjoyed the film. Not, I did enjoy it, but it could have been better. I think now that I've later on, I've seen it several times, that there could have been some potential. They missed out, especially with Emperor, didn't they? It would have been the same as Wesley becoming the first officer. Yeah, that's true. It's amazing, isn't it? None of us could stand the guy back then. And now that he's older, we all think he's quite cool. So I don't know, Discovery. I've not been impressed this series so far. I mean, there's been one or two decent episodes, but it's been lacking quite a lot this series, hasn't it? Which has been sort of quite disappointing, really. Right then, that's it. I've done 1 hour, nearly 1 hour and 15 minutes. Right, I'm going to be on next Saturday, actually, next week, because I'm out Sunday. I'm going out next Sunday, so I can't. We're looking forward to that. So that's going to be good. So yeah, I'm going to do a show Saturday night. I'll put an ad up for a week if Saturday's all right for everybody. I'll probably do longer actually because it's Saturday night. So I've got a friend coming around. I'm just going to finish the walls off with stuff and that during the day. But I'm in all day Saturday, so I'll do a show Saturday night and I'll stay on a couple of hours. And we'll try and get some people up actually and have a chat for a couple of hours. So, guys, thank you very much for being there at 4 o'clock. Hang on, Jane, if the BBC or Doctor Who franchise Disney or Warner Brothers, how much is Doctor Who? I think Doctor Who would sell for 300 or 400 million. It wouldn't surprise me. I know the BBC have made hundreds of millions out of it, put it that way, in memorabilia, videos, DVDs. Oh, they made a fortune at it. It's been the golden goose as Doctor Who for BBC. It has. Well, not anymore. So, guys, that's it. I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to pop out and I'm going to watch The Mandalorian again. And yeah, it's been good. And so I'm just really excited about The Mandalorian. So take care, mate. Oh, yes. Yeah. I can't say anything, can I? For the big surprise at the end of the podcast. No, I'll leave it till Thursday. Right, guys. There will be a podcast through the week. That's on Thursday. We've done a year. It's the 52nd episode. So we're putting something special in there this week. It's going to be good. It's going to be funny. So please tune into that. Honestly, it's going to be worth it. There will be another Could Have Been a Classic. Do check out Children of the Stones. Trust me, it's all on YouTube. It will freak you out. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, check it out. Children of the Stones. It'll mess with your mind totally. And when you hear that music, it'll freak you out. So that's my recommendation for this week. So, guys, we're out of lockdown on Wednesday. Well, it's sort of a lockdown. I don't know. We've got a bit more freedom. So I will see you all next Saturday. And then I'll be back on Sunday as usual. So I will put an ad up through the week. So you all take care. Stay safe, guys. If you want to get hold of me, just leave a message on the page. I always answer everybody. Sometimes YouTube, just before I go, sometimes when comments get left, YouTube sort of, I don't know what to do. They're sort of like, you can't see it. And I've been trying to undo that. I don't know why YouTube does that. It gets rather annoying. It's like they move it to spam box, so they shouldn't do that. But I'm trying. I did thought I pressed the button to, and it's still doing it. So Right then, guys, stay safe. Enjoy the Doctor Who trailer. I might pop up later and give my thoughts on the PC Lady Daleks or whatever they're gonna do. And I will see you all next week. What's this? Just some guy. I've had to take a long, boring phone call, but see you next Sunday. I'm on next Saturday, guy. Mate, I'm on next Saturday, definitely. Saturday night. I'll put an ad up for a week. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, mate. RTC Gaming, Jane, Coquelud, everybody. Osman, you all stay safe, and I will see you next week.